or foreigners will come and develop our country. The future of our country lies on our hands and in our country. Thank you very much.
Senator Moagege.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ovie Omo Agege, Delta Central. Mr. President, let me begin by congratulating you and the leadership and indeed my colleagues of this 8th Senate on your one-year anniversary. Mr. President, it's 1 year. 1 year. Mr. President, the congratulations is to you and the leadership and the members. I am not included. On my own anniversary, I've only been here for 4 months. But I give thanks to God for making me to be here today and joining you in this 1 year anniversary. Mr. President, having said that, let me proceed to say a couple of things. While I commend your leadership for all that you've done for the past 1 year, I want to just make one little request. That in this Senate today, there are 3 political parties, and we must not lose sight of that. There's the APC, there's the PDP, and there's the Labour Party. Mr. President, I am the leader of the Labour Party. And I don't want anybody to lose sight of that. And why do I say that? I want to be given my own recognition as the leader of that party, just like others are given here in this body. Now, Mr. President, having said that, let me move on. I lead my caucus. I lead my caucus.
Order, please. Order, please. Order, please. Order, please.
Mr. President.
Order, please.
Mr. President.
The Labour caucus will meet later on.
Thank you. Mr. President, having said that, let me move on. I listened to your speech, Mr. President, and I was very, very impressed. You were able to articulate all that we have done in this last 1 year. And it's true. They all add value to the governance of this country. But, Mr. President, I believe there's a lot more to be done. It is Tip O'Neill, who used to be the Speaker of the House of Reps in the U.S. Congress, that used to say that all politics is local. Now, why am I saying this, Mr. President? Every bill that has been passed here, every bill that has been debated, even including the motions that have been debated and passed here, they will be looked at in the context of how they've affected the lives of the people in our senatorial districts. Mr. President, we have a lot of problems in this country. All of the bills that have been passed so far, if we look at them, we should be asking ourselves, have they addressed the very sensitive areas? I want to commend you, Mr. President, for 2 bills. One, the appropriation bill that was passed that includes more specifically this issue of the Lagos-Calabar rail. That will add value to the lives of our people in Delta State, and indeed most of those 8 states where this rail will traverse. I thank you for that, Mr. President, for passing that bill. I also want to thank you, Mr. President, for, I'm sure very soon, passing the Northeast Development Commission. No, the Northeast Development Commission. I know very soon that will come up. Even though most of us never know the details, but anything that will add value, anything that will bring peace, anything that will bring development to any part of this country, we will support it, Mr. President. That is why we are pained that in the South-South, Mr. President, that is the bedrock of this economy. Especially yesterday when we debated this maritime university at Okerekoko, most of those people didn't have the opportunity to speak. Mr. President, I'm very, very saddened because as someone who has served as Secretary to State Government in Delta State, I know that terrain very well. I don't believe that my colleagues here understand the complexities of that place. This maritime university that was debated yesterday, for instance, didn't come by accident. It was a process, it was part of negotiations that led to the settlement of the initial crisis that came in the year 2007, 2008. But most people wouldn't know that here, Mr. President. Mr. President, I'm appealing that under your leadership, you should see to it that the Maritime University and some other projects that will add value to the government of Delta State, the Niger Delta area, is passed. It will be a big credit to your leadership. Mr. President, if I sit down, let me also just mention this issue of e-voting. As I understand it, the House of Reps. I know Mr. President is very, very ICT friendly. I don't see why we're not doing this e-voting. So once again, if I sit down, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, someone's getting up. Thank God. He's talking right here.
We lost audio.
Given us the opportunity to be here today, and at the same time, thank you for making all of us alive to witness this very important occasion. Precisely today, it's about 2 hours.
Well, we appear to be having some audio problems within the chambers as members continue with the debate on the floor. The discussion is continuing as members stand to give their own views on how they feel the Senate has performed within the last 1 year, as the Senate marks 1 year of the 8th Senate.
Despite the disruption, distortions, and so many things that happen, but of course, we remain very courageous. So to me, your qualities certainly are a rarity in this country, and they God continue to assist. Secondly, I would also like to congratulate you for the support and also the leadership and the entire sector of this chamber, for the leadership quality they have shown, so that unity can prevail in this chamber. Without unity within the Sudan, like what many people have said, we work here as a team. We work here as brothers and sisters. And that is why the quality and robustness of our debates here can testify to that portion, so that at the end we come out with a better solution. Yes, it has not gone without challenges, certainly, but we have surmounted all those challenges, and the Almighty Allah continue to guide us so that we can succeed. Nigeria is the biggest country in Africa. It's the largest black nation in the whole world, with a population of about 170, out of which 120 are impoverished, out of which 120 are poor. How do we solve this problem? Through legislative action that can actually address the imbalance. The issue of poverty eradication, I think, should be given fast track so that we can be able to get that out of the way and then make sure that we make it to work and then eradicate poverty in this country. Then, secondly, another challenge is the issue of solid minerals. We have to come up with legislation that can develop the area of solid minerals so that at the end of the day, Nigeria will be a reality and that the very Nigeria gas will now become a reality. But as long as we found out we are developing coal and developed steel industry, there is no way we can have a very level